Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Geek Bytes podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Ramon Mejia, and every podcast, bringing you the week's roundup of the best geek and tech news. We discuss that news and of course anything else that I am interested in this week. I'm flying solo. It's Easter weekend. Decided to give Edgardo Acosta the day off. He certainly deserves and needs it. This week in geek news, however, I'll be talking about a couple of great stories. It'll be more of a headlines rundown because I'm all alone. I know, I'm sad too. But of the news we're talking about is the Apple Disney deal. Some great casting news for some interesting comic and Marvel properties. The Nintendo stops making that classic NES you were looking for Christmas. And of course, movie trailer showdowns. And of course, much, much more. But of course, we're beginning our show though with Geek News. And the first story in Geek News is going to be about the United Airlines incident. If you haven't heard about this, it was all over the news, media, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. United Airlines police had police forcibly remove a passenger from one of its flights last week. Videos of the incident have raced across the internet, and of course, people took to Twitter to respond and comment on it. Now, here's the thing that makes it Geek News. Some people have noticed that their posts about the incident have magically disappeared. I know, it's kind of quirky. The next web collected several reports, including Jay Beecher, whose deleted tweet joke at the United Airlines was using a training video from the late 1980s and a gif of Indiana Jones. In other words, people's tweets about the incident have mysteriously disappeared. Now, this could be several cases. One, just tech stuff, glitches. It could also be that United Airlines has flagged these as being inappropriate. And so Twitter has a policy about removing that kind of content. Could be inciting violence, like a number of little tech issues, or it could be some backroom deal stuff between United Airlines and Twitter as a platform. We don't know. But again, this is a kind of a curious turn of events because mostly United Airlines has had some very interesting statements about the incident, kind of distancing, saying, oh, it was the passenger's fault that this stuff happened, instead of saying we didn't handle it correctly up until very recently anyway. So this is just one of those added logs to the conspiracy, fires people have. Okay, on to our next story though. Burger King kind of being a jerk. They made a 15-second ad that ends by triggering Google Home. If you're not aware, Google Home is, it's a voice-activated artificial intelligence assistance program. Little box. You talk to it, it gives you answers. But one of the ways you start talking to it is by saying key phrases. And Burger King used this to their advantage in their latest ad program. The person who's talking in the ad on television says the key words, and it sent off a flurry of Google Home's activating, answering questions. And it was kind of a jerk move, but it also got them a lot of free publicity as the internet got into an outrage. So it was a very, very unique way of guerrilla marketing. Okay, also, this is actually kind of a very interesting story between Apple and Disney. According to Variety, Apple is looking to pull off a $237 billion takeover of Disney, which would create a company worth $1 trillion. I show what $1 trillion. This is an acquisition of epic proportions. That is the smallest way of saying that kind of thing. Apple on its own is huge. Disney on its own is huge. It owns Marvel and a bunch of other properties as well. So if it takes over that particular company, that is huge. Apple will have its foot in basically every portion of the entertainment industry possible. So very interesting acquisition. Maybe that's why they were saving all their money over the last decade or so. People were kind of wondering what their slush fund was going to be used for, and apparently it might be to buy Disney. Okay, let's see. Next story. The classic NES system, that's that Android-based system where it's like a little NES, but it plays all those classic Nintendo Entertainment Systems, has been out for about 6 months now. And Nintendo, for some reason, they haven't stated why, has decided to discontinue that product. It's originally was slated for a $59.99 purchase price, and this last shipment that's coming this month is going to be it. They said they're discontinuing it. They didn't say why. So if you can get one, great, get your hands on one, because it's not going to be an option anymore. There are other people who in the internet who can make the same thing basically, probably for cheaper. Heck, you can just upload those things to your phone on an emulator. But this was a very, very hot item. Like it went out. It was a Christmas thing, and it disappeared within days from store shelves. And it's going to be more of a hot item now. Even on eBay currently, it's being resold for anywhere between $100 and $300. Its original ticket price was, again, $60. So that's quite issues of supply and demand. There you go. Economics. Okay, on to some entertainment stuff. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy said this week that Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia in the original stories and, of course, The Force Awakens, will not appear in the 9th Star Wars movie. Quote unquote, sadly, Carrie will not be in number 9, the producer said in an interview with ABC News, but we will see a lot of her in 8. So there you go. For those people who are rumor mongering that she might show up in 9, because they actually did film some of her scenes from episode 9, which is the one after the one coming out this Christmas. But apparently they're not going to use them. So we'll just see her in 8, and I think they're doing some reshoots where they're going to kill her off, or just have her mysteriously disappear, maybe as a blue ghost. But there you go. Okay, in other entertainment news, we have, of course, Mystery Science Theater 3000, The Return. This is the reboot of, well, not reboot really, but the continuation of that particular franchise, Mystery Science Theater. It's on Netflix. There are 14 episodes you can watch now. And it's basically 3 dudes, one of which is human, are doing a commentary track as they're watching films and television series. So it's very meta in the fact that this particular series has been known for doing commentary tracks on some really out of the way, weird, low budget films, and making them more entertaining than the original films. And according to early reviewers and people who have seen this, it's available now. The return, the new version, is entertaining. It keeps the same spirit of camaraderie, jokes, funny humor. So go check it out. There are a bunch of nerd people on there: Felicia Day, Joel Hodgman. Some people from the Nerdist as well. So there you go. Go and enjoy it. Okay, in other entertainment news, we have our first look at Frank Castle in full costume for the Netflix Marvel show The Punisher. That's right. Frank looks pretty beat up in the picture I'm looking at currently. He's wearing the skull vest kind of thing going on, and he looks all beat to hell. So I'm kind of curious to see who's beating up the Punisher. There we go. Also in entertainment news, we have, this is one a little tragic, and I didn't actually know about this. There was a live action version of Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan is a very highly popular anime series in Japan and across the world. It's even showing up in the United States, of course, the last couple seasons, as being like almost live broadcast on some major networks like Hulu. It's super violent, humans versus giants who eat them, bloody galore. It's very dark fantasy. But it became so popular that they actually made a live stage production. So you go to a theater, you see a live stage production, people flying around left and right, killing giants on a stage. Only now you can't. On April 10th, one of the actors who's performing in it died. There was a bad wire setup. He fell 30 feet from the air and he died. And the producer said this week that they're canceling that show. This is not the first time this has happened. Anytime there's like live wire work on a stage, bad things happen, it seems. This is one of the same reasons that the live action version of Spider-Man was canceled from Broadway, because somebody died because of the wire work stuff. So I just stopped doing this, people in theater. Okay. On to some casting stuff. We have Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV. I prefer to think of him as He-Man, Master of the Universe. He's being cast in Aquaman. He's going to play Nereus, an aqua dude. There you go. I don't know anything more about the character, but you'll be seeing him in Aquaman. Also, Jude Law has been cast as a young Dumbledore in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them films. So we might be seeing him face off against Grindelwald. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry that your life is so sad. But these are some films that are coming up from the Harry Potter franchise. This is like prequel stuff that comes way before Harry Potter, but it's in the same universe. People can't get enough of this stuff. So now you know that Jude Law is going to play a young Dumbledore. Okay. Also in casting news, Josh Brolin, who you might know best from his role in No Country for Old Men. He was the protagonist in that movie, not the bad guy, the other guy. He been announced this week that he is not only playing Thanos in the Infinity War movies, which we knew about, but he's also landed the role of Cable in Deadpool 2. So for weeks and weeks, we've been speculating that who was going to get this particular role. And now we know, Josh Brolin. He totally has that square-jawed face look. So it kind of makes sense. So there you go. Okay. That's it for the news, folks. I know it's a lot shorter when I'm alone. It's weird. You also don't get as great of a conversation, though. So there are the trade-offs. Movie trailer showdown now. We have 4 trailers enter. Only one leaves the winner. We have the top 4 trailers that came out this week. We have Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Additionally, let's see. Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Let's see. We're also going to have Battlefront 2. This is the Star Wars edition of this where there's going to be a single player campaign and a bunch of other. It's actually a really cool trailer. Then third trailer is going to be Transformers The Last Night and Tokyo Ghoul, live action movie, not stage production. So a lot of people are going to die doing the movie, but that's part of the script. If you don't know what Tokyo Ghoul is, it's again another anime turned into a live action film about the ghouls or like zombies almost. They're you know what a ghoul is? It's a zombie with intelligence, but it's of the undead class of monsters, and they live in Tokyo and they're trying to survive and live, but humans are attacking them and hunting them down because they eat humans. So it's a thing, but it's a really cool anime. I highly recommend you catch it on Hulu. It's available over there if you want to go check it out, or on the internet. Tokyo Ghoul, go watch it. It's very good, very bloody too. Of these 4 movie trailers, I like them all. They're all very entertaining, but I have to say my winner is surprising to me. It is Transformers The Last Night. I know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I like Tokyo Ghoul and anime, but of the trailers just on their own, Transformers Last Night one was the most entertaining of the 4. So it is I know it's super surprising to me too, folks. I love the Star Wars franchise. I like this trailer. I'm not saying that I don't, but it was a teaser trailer. It's like, 30 seconds of a couple clips that I've already kind of seen. Battlefront 2 was actually better to me than the Star Wars trailer because it's Star Wars, but it's also a single player campaign about a video game, and there's actually a lot more action in it. Tokyo Ghoul is just too short to be entertaining. I love the anime series, but the trailer is just not that amazing. It's really short as well. It's teaser. It's giving you like a release date for the movie. And Transformers Last Night kind of expanded upon what that movie is going to be about. Time travel stuff. Optimus Prime is turned from bad guy to good guy to bad guy by his creator. So I assume the person who made the Transformers. Details are fuzzy. Maybe it's an alien. Maybe it's just like the scientist that made him. I don't know. But Optimus is out for blood, and I think they're going to try to take over the Earth and turn it into the new Cybertron, where that involves time travel or whatever. I don't know, but I think that's what it's going to be. But you have Anthony Hopkins in there, which is always a good sign. He very rarely does crap films, so hopefully this is not going to be his first. But there you go. That's it. We're done. Finito. The end. Of course, you can catch all these trailers with links from the show notes, or you can look on YouTube. But that's it for the show. If you want to help support the podcast in any way, shape, or form, you can always go to geekbytespodcast.com/support, or heck, just share the podcast. Go on to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and just share a post about us. Help other people see us. That's super free, and it's nice of you that you want to share our love for geek and tech stuff with your friends and family. There you go. But that's it for the show. Thank you for listening and watching. For Geek Bytes Podcast, I am Ramon Mejia. Remember, folks, so I'd see you next time. Remember to go geek out about something.